Hey y'all, well I am going to do a plan with me. I actually kind of after the fact, sometimes I get my little to-do list on here done and then um, the week gets started and I start writing stuff and next thing you know I've used it. I always like to pick a pen that complements the colors in the spread, and this one was absolutely perfect. This is a, who is this made by? Can I even see? This is a Pentel. God, I can't even see this, y'all. Pentel Hyper G07, and it's in pink. So you can see there's that. But I also, y'all know I have so many different kinds of markers at this point, it's just pathetic. So get whatever kind you like. But, or pens. Excuse that little noise in the background. That is my little, coffee maker, my little Keurig coffee maker, making me an apple pumpkin coffee. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, this is the colors. I love this. I didn't like it before, actually, because this takes up Saturday and Sunday evenings. But considering I use that for prayer or Bible study, I do have the stickers and everything, but I can put that up here. I usually make this a to pray list instead of a to-do list. But I had to add some names here for my dad's calls, so I did put that there for the first time ever. And I just need, the reason I didn't have it is because I didn't have my littles done. I'm going to take off my little marker page that comes with your Erin Condren. You can clip it in and clip it out. So I'm just going to get busy. I went ahead and did all my to-dos and the more tedious things, which is these headers, the today, the to-dos, and the littles. And mine pretty much is, if it has to be done today, it's up here. Usually it's a one thing that must make it in that day. Otherwise, it just goes on my regular to-do list. If I don't get it on this day, then I just don't check it off. But when I move to this day, I don't move it to there. I just notice that's not been checked off. But because these are such pretty boxes, I've gotten to where I don't really put any in the todays. Because look how pretty. And it's that way every time. This is another Glam Planner set, weekly set, and I like hers because they include headers for sure. They include it for all 7 days. I don't get people who do like 6 days. It's like, okay, there's 7 days in a week, why do you do that? And they're just full kits. You don't have to buy anything else. It's always got the weekend banner and some sort of fun stickers to go with it, and then it's got some kind of functional stickers. And she throws in this little cutie one. Sometimes it's a planner. This time it's a sister time. Let's see. The littles page, which is usually the evening page for me, but sometimes it's just little things to remember. Which, if I had this already done and I didn't, that would have been there. So I may even change it over because sometimes it's a record. And I did pray for people this week, and I want the record of it for me. I use these little computer ones for my YouTube, what I'm going to be filming. This is for meals. Then these are for miscellaneous, obviously laundry or payday. And then I always have, because she does a full 8 on the check boxes, I always have one check box left over that I can use on the sidebar. And I also have, you know, one of the pictures, the full box pictures I can put there. The washi's beautiful, but it's starting to be pictures of things, so it's not as easy to use it for fill-in because you break up the picture just like this or this. And I love, love, love this week's, just very, very pretty. It's not a Merry Christmas one because you need to have some that are weeks leading up to Christmas week. And so I like that this is just a really pretty decorative Christmas decor, but it doesn't necessarily have to be in Christmas red and green. So I think this is a real pretty Christmas tree, and that it's kind of got pink and purple and teal and white, and I think that's also very pretty. You know, some people like the traditional colors, some people like other. And then these are the little half boxes for the little section, and I usually put washi on either side. These all can be used for the half bar. Oh, she actually still included a little planner, which I always put on my my Sunday night. Usually Saturday is supposed to be for Bethy Bible Devotions, and Sunday is supposed to be Plan With Me's. And so I don't know if I'm going to put those in or not over there, but I might. But and my little Bible study stickers matter because we don't always have it every week, so it can be a good record. Remember, sometimes you do things just to add them, and other times you do things later, and what you're really doing is keeping a record versus adding what you're going to be doing for that week. Now, one of the things I want to point out is because of this tree being here, I mean, you can put this anywhere. She does hers differently. I think she puts her to-dos on top, so she uses this in the today area, but for me, this would take up where I need to write. So this is actually would normally be where you put the long bar, right? But because I've got that there, I could have flipped it to there, but I will actually do things where I need to list them out more on Mondays. So I thought I could do the long bar this time over here, the short bar there, and I will even have to trim that. So that should be interesting. Yeah. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I got a pair of scissors out just in case, because we're going to have to do that to make it go by the tree. So let's start with putting on the long banner, and I'm just going to make sure it lines up with the, I'm going to make sure this lines up with the bottom this time. And I want to make sure that it covers that whole section there, like that. Pretty, worked. Okay. Very, very pretty colors this time. Really, really like it. Now, I want this one just to be 2 wide. 2 sections wide. So what I can do is just cut it. It won't be perfectly centered, but that's okay. I'd rather be more sure about the actual length. Wait a minute. Maybe I want to make sure it's there. Yeah, I'm going to go a hair further. If I need to trim it up, I will. So I'm going to go right about there. I think that's actually going to be a little too long. That's okay. We'll see real quick. If it is, I'm going to put that all the way over here. I think it's going to barely make it. And again, I am putting it directly on the bottom. It's a little over. Let's see if I could trim it. This is going to be very hard with this camera right here. And I don't want to mess this up. Let's see. How can I do this? I wonder. No, I don't want to peel that up. Should I? No. No, let's don't. I'm going to have to move this just for a second, you guys. But I'm going to make sure you still have something fun to watch. Yeah. I am going to trim that. Let's see. I can just did a little bit of a fingernail mark there. That should tell me about right. May not be quite enough still. No, it isn't. Is that right? Yeah. Perfect. Yay! Oops. That's also sticky. Let's get that back off. Oh, don't mess it up. Because sometimes these have lately, maybe I should text Elle, but sometimes they are not, they haven't been quite as removable as they used to be. So there's that now. Let's get lined back up, and I'll come in a little closer as we're going to work on this. Okay, I'm going to save all this washi for over here, mainly on this side, and then I may use it to fill in, I may not. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so we'll pull that off. We're also going to be saving this extra to do. I got to figure out what I want it to be, whether it's next week, which it likely will be. And then, of course, we're going to lay down the littles. But let's go ahead and do the pretty fun stuff first. Let's do the full box. So one of these, let me think. There's so many pretty pictures that I don't really want to mess them up by moving them around too much. But at the same time, I want to be able to put on the weekend sticker up here. Well, I don't know. I actually could do it down here. That actually would probably be good. I think I will. That's what I'm going to do. So we're just going to go in the order that they came and put them on here. And I always try to make sure it's going to end up about the same Oops, there we go. Coverage, top to bottom on the sides. There we go. Is that gonna be about right? Looks like it. These are just really very soothing colors. Let me see. I guess we'll do this in order. Keep the order that it came in. Because these designers, Elle, as she designs a kit, they work very hard about getting the colors, sorry to say the numbers, and everything in a way that is really beautiful in the layout. And so I don't know that they care when they're doing it to make the oops, it's a little too high, to make the boxes go straight across, because not everybody does it the way I do it. Matter of fact, she doesn't. But you do kind of want to I don't know, I wonder if they do, and therefore I want to kind of stay with the pattern of the way she does things. Does that make sense? Anyway, I am going to do it this way. And let's see. I'm not going to put these two skates together. I think I'm going to put the tree and then the ball. And I'm going to save the skate for the other corner. I always do one picture in the bottom left corner to try to coordinate. And I was going to make it the tree, actually. Should I? Let's see. I could put the ball in between two skates and put the tree over here, and that would have balance with this tree. What do y'all think of that? That actually would be a better idea. So I'm going to do that, because it kind of goes together with this washi as well. Don't you think? Yes, that looks very pretty that way. Let me, got a little too close in, didn't